What's going on, True Alpha Pack? It's your boy Alpha Male 926, aka Male Sauce 926. And today, for Modern Monday, we're switching it up a little bit. Now, about 4 months ago, I had put up a video on Vampire, and I was kind of going through my platinum journey with that. And I don't know if I mentioned it in that video or not, or even if I mentioned it in the Evil West video I did, I want to say 3 months ago, that my personal goal was to get more than 10 platinum trophies this year. Because last year I got 10 when they did the little PlayStation wrap-ups that they do every year. Like I think in December, they let you know how many trophies you got. And I said to myself, you know what, I was going to go ahead and try to get more than 10 platinum. So I've been on that journey so far all year, and I've already beaten it. I got 11 platinum trophies. Which brings me to today's video. As you already know by the name of the title, I'm going to rank these platinums so far that I have gotten. Eventually, if I get more, which I do plan on doing, if it's long enough, I'll do another follow-up video with this, and then maybe we'll put them all together at some point. I don't know. But for right now, I got 11 platinum trophies that I'm going to go through. I'm going to list them from, I feel like, what was the easiest to the most difficult. Now, none of these platinums were truly super difficult. It's just some of them had little grindy trophies I needed to do, and especially the last one, which we'll get to very later on in this video. But spoiler for some of these games. If you haven't played some of these games, I might say some things about them that, could potentially spoil a major plot point in one of the games. So do be warned. But with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump clear into the video. Before I do, thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoy. And let's get going, shall we? All right, starting off with what I believe was my easiest trophy to get was Concrete Genie. Now, Concrete Genie, just a small synopsis of it. If you haven't played it, again, spoilers here. He plays a character named Ash, and it's two things that he's going through in this game. Number one, he has to overcome bullying, which he ends up becoming friends with the bullies at the end of the game after he finds out exactly why they're bullying and why they're the way they are. So that was a good part of the game. Number two, he's visiting this place called Denska. I hope I'm saying that right. And it used to be a place where him and his parents would go visit when he was younger. And it was kind of vibrant and lively. And he always had a lot of fun there. But all of a sudden, it just got real dark, dim, and just grungy looking. And he wanted to set out to not only collect pages of his scrapbook that the bullies had ripped out and they flew all over the fucking town and shit. He wanted to bring the light and bring the vibrancy back. So he would go around, and when you open the areas and everything, you're unlocking different genies, and you can have them do different things, and they want you to have certain backgrounds to them, whether it's tall grass or certain type of trees they want you to draw that they can interact with, lightning, rain, things of that nature. But it's really just a fun sit down, and it was a calming trophy hunt because of the two games that I played before this was very stressful on my mental fortitude, which we'll get into later on. So I wanted to play something that I could kind of be chill, relax, play through, lighthearted, easy. You know what I'm saying? So that would be Concrete Genie. So that's my easiest trophy I gotten so far. Now my second easiest trophy that I got this year, Resident Evil 7, aka Resident Evil Biohazard. Now the reason why I say this was more on the easier side of things because I didn't really have that many trophies that I missed from the other times that I played through it, because I played this game so many times at this point. I didn't know it like the back of my hand. But it was a couple coins I was missing that I needed to get on Madhouse. I had to use only 3 heals in the entire playthrough. Only use the item box 3 times or less. And I want to say beat the game in like 3 hours or less or 4 hours or less. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but that was the only trophy I needed to do. So once I got to the first item box, I was just able to go ahead, grab my infinite ammo out of there, and everything else pretty much easy. I just had to look around for the coins, be a little bit more attention to detail, and get all the coins. And after that, I was solid, but it didn't take that long at all. And I didn't say this earlier, I don't think. Each one of these games I'm naming so far have been just one playthrough I need to do. There's 2 games on here. I'm not going to say them all now, but one I had to do 2 playthroughs, and another one I kind of just had to upload my save and then re-download my saves to get certain outcomes on the trophies, but we'll talk about that later on. Jumping into number 3, The Last of Us Part 2. Now, originally, I did not have the enthusiasm to jump back into this world because I had only played it once. And once I beat it that first time, and after everything that happened in that, I kind of just checked out. I'm not going to lie. I just kind of left it there untouched since it came out. And then I decided after, spoiler now, I played The Last of Us Remastered again. I decided, okay, I'm going to jump back into The Last of Us 2. Maybe it's not that bad. Granted, it's not a bad game at all. It was fun being in that world again, exploring, fine. Main thing I had to do was get all the coins and all the trading cards. That was pretty much the main things I had to do. And it just got to the point again where I was playing this and I'm going through Ellie's story and everything's happening with Abby and Joel and Ellie's problem they was kind of having before the whole thing happened with Joel, which is still disgusting to me to this day. And it got to a point where I started to get fatigued playing as Abby. I'm not going to lie. I really didn't want to play as Abby again, but I know I had to do it for the sake of the Platinum Trophy. But honestly, man, if I never play as Abby again, I think I'll be okay. I keep hearing that The Last of Us Part 3 is supposed to be coming. I don't know what that's. Hopefully it just revolves around Ellie only. Hopefully. But 9 times out of 10, knowing how things went in this game, that's not going to be the case. But I guess we'll find it out sometime down the road when we get to it. Number 4, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Again, after I went through The Last of Us Part 2, won a little bit of an easier trophy. It wasn't super easy, but collecting all the socks and the spatulas was sort of grindy, but at the same time, for completing a level, you would get some anyway. But it was just, you have to go around a level, find like where it's like hidden socks and hidden spatulas at, and sometimes inside of each level, it would be a character like Mrs. Puff that wants you to do a side mission to get more spatulas. So all in all, it really wasn't that difficult of a platinum run, but it had its little grindy moments here and there. But overall, though, I mean, it's SpongeBob. How could you not enjoy SpongeBob? I grew up with SpongeBob, so it was a little fun, little callback to a lot of the classic SpongeBob episodes. So I had a good time with this one. Now we're getting to the point where we're in the middle of the road here, and again, not a lot of these games are really that hard. It's just getting down to the fact of there's some grindy stuff you got to do in some of these. Number 5, South Park Stick of Truth. Now, this is another game that I've beaten multiple times, so it didn't have too many trophies to do, but it was certain like cosmetic things, like you had to wear freckles when you go against a certain boss. You got to have a ball cap and an evil Cartman goatee against another type of enemy. They weren't a boss enemy. It was more, I think they were like drug dealers or something like that. And then finding all the weapons and finding all the costumes, which some of you had to buy. So you had to go through the game and not sell certain things and keep a hold to like all the certain like attribute upgrades and things of that nature. And then you would sell them later on when you got to get like $500, I believe. And then I think that your Pokemon, that was another grindy thing, finding all of those, going through all the garages and things of that nature. You had to go into certain houses to get keys that you wouldn't go back into, so you had to make sure you didn't miss anything, or you couldn't get into a certain garage, stuff like that. It's just little grindy stuff that you had to keep up on. But overall, I had a good time because, I mean, again, it's South Park. I watch South Park on HBO Max all the time. It never gets old. I fucking love South Park. I haven't played Snow Day yet because I'm trying to wait and decide when I want to jump into that, because I know it's not the same as, Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, which I do plan on platinum on that as well at some point, hopefully down the line this year. But yeah, South Park Stick of Truth, man. Nothing holds up better than that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That game just is it for me, man. Top, probably at least in my top like 10 to 5 games in my gaming history. I could play that fucking game over and over again, never get tired of it. Which brings me to number 6, Vampire. Now, I had a whole little video on this. If you want to go back and check that out, you can. So I'm not going to get too dive deep into it. But being Dr. Jonathan Reed, man, that was a good time. Deciding the fate of certain characters and knowing which ones I had to keep alive, which ones I had to kill, which I had to do double saves and uploads and re-downloads just so I can get both sides of the coin without missing some trophies, and then collecting all the weapons, certain place that you get into that you couldn't get back into later on, sort of like South Park. You had to make sure that you get the weapons out of there or they be missable, or the collectibles, certain letters and things of that nature. Like I say, I'm not going to dive all the way deep into it because I did do a video on that already. But number 6, a little bit over the edge of easier trophies, Vampire. Number 7, in the most recent platinum I've done, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, for a minute, I had wanted to replay this, and this was before I even decided I was going to attempt to platinum it. I've been wanting to play Jedi Survivor, and I haven't yet. I know, sacrilege, so bad, but hopefully sometime soon I will do it, and I'm going to try to platinum that one as well. Spoiler alert. Cal Kestis, man, a.k.a. Ian. Great character, man. You get to just go through his psyche doing all this, from not wanting to be upfront and out about being a Jedi because he knew what that meant, that he would be hunted, that the whole Empire is coming after him. He didn't have any backup, really. He just tried to just live his life regularly before all hell breaks loose, and then he's right back into the race again. Jedi versus Empire. And man, it's fun, man. It's truly fun platforming. Now, the thing about this that I will say is getting 100% of the maps, like, completely done, getting all the chests and things like that, is slightly difficult because you got to explore everything, and if you miss a certain turn, you could miss up to 6% of the 100, and you stuck on like 93 or something like that, and you're like, what did I miss? Where didn't I go? You try to look on the map, there's no fast traveling, so you got to go through the whole level all over again. And God forbid if BD doesn't scan something that he's supposed to scan and doesn't trigger, then you got to leave, go back to the Mantis, get back in the ship, travel somewhere to another planet just to travel back to this planet. Then you got to go all the way back to wherever you think that he might have missed. It was crazy. It was a mess, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. It had certain trophies, that you had to do like 100 dodges, have an enemy be defeated by his own weapon, stuff like that. Those were kind of easy to do. And as you're getting attacked by so many people and you're dodging and things like that, that 100 was so quick. I got that trophy with on purposely grinding for that trophy in maybe 3 minutes or less, because I had fucking 4 people swinging at me at one time, and it was kind of swinging in synchronization. Sorry, I can't talk, y'all. And yeah, it was pretty easy, man. And then just grinding your XP, that's always easy because it's kind of like a Souls game. So once you rest, enemies respawn. So it wasn't as difficult as it could have been, but it definitely was grindy. So that's why it's so high on the list. Which brings me to number 8. Again, Evil West. I did a video on this as well, and I talked a little bit about it. It was mostly gameplay in that video. But having to play this on Evil difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty, was really the most challenging part of it. But everything else, it really didn't have too much of a difficulty curve. But it's just when you play it on the hardest difficulty, the enemies get real tanky. You're not doing that much damage, but if they hit you, you get hit at least 3 times, maybe even twice, you're dead. So that's really where the hard part of that comes in. Enemies get real tanky. They throw in so many enemies at you at one time. It's like maybe at max, you'll have at least maybe 10 plus enemies thrown at you at one time. and they're all doing different attacks at you. You got some that dodge your attacks, some spinning around, throwing out bombs. It's a whole thing. But it was still a fun game. None of these games on here was like a drag to get through. Like it was just too difficult, or it just felt like I never was going to finish it. It's just, like I said, the grindiness of it all. I had to play through this twice on the hardest difficulty first, and then I think I played the easiest one on the second playthrough, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how I played it, just to get the horror part out the way. But Evil West, man, number 8. You can also check out that video. Like I say, I probably showed on the screen already. And if you want to see more about that, check out that video. Now we get down to the last 3 games. And right now, I'm going to put number 9 and number 10 in here because I played these games back to back. And these were the games I was talking about. After I played these 2, I needed Concrete Genie in my life immediately. A Plague Tale Innocence and Requiem. Now, I had A Plague Tale Innocence for a good minute. I think I downloaded it one day and it's just been sitting there. I never played it, but I had wanted to play it. And then I think Requiem, ended up being like a free game in a month or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I gotta play the first one before I play that one, just so I can, get the whole overall story. And nobody I knew had played the game, so I really didn't have anything to go on. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna jump into it and see what happens. The journey that I went on, bro, for at least had to be like 4 days of straight nothing but I wasn't playing nothing else but these 2 games for like 4 to 5 days. Amicia and Hugo, man, oh my God, they left me so mentally strained and almost mentally broken by the end of this. Spoiler alert, by the way. At the end of Requiem, man, first of all, it was so many times where I was waiting for the moment of like, okay, things are finna turn out good for them, because the way Innocence ended, I was like, okay, this is kind of sort of a good ending, but it left the door open a little bit. That was like something could potentially happen. You never know. And I'm like, okay, maybe, just maybe, it could get to a point where they got to go somewhere else or whatever, right? I pop in Requiem. All hell breaks loose. Hugo going through it. And I'm just like, everything was cool. All they wanted to do was just go to a fair, bro. Chill out. Just relax type shit. And next thing I know, motherfuckers are on BS. I don't even know why they on BS. I'm trying not to give y'all all the information because if y'all haven't played these, if any games on this list that y'all play, I need y'all to go play both of these right now. I don't want to spoil this for anybody that hasn't played it. I know the game's been out for a few years, but I'm pretty sure there's more people out here like myself that didn't even play this when they first came out, or even played it afterwards and didn't know nothing about it and just heard about it. Go play it. You need to play it. It's one of those man, it's got me stirring over my words because the game was so good. And when you spend 2 games, like, this is kind of almost like The Last of Us to me in a way. You spend so long with these characters, you fall in love with these characters, and then something happens to these characters, you just not right no more. Especially when it goes down the way that it goes down in this game. In Requiem specifically, in the last 2-3 chapters, it just why do people have to be just terrible? The king and the queen of, I can't remember exactly where they were, wanted Hugo to be like they adopted son. They was trying to kill off the mom and the sister and everything just so they can take him, and it was just crazy, man. Spoiler alert, they do kill the mom off. And then they kill the mom off, and then Hugo goes fucking buck wild with Immaculata and fucking the rats start coming in and eating up all the people and shit, and then they get away. Hugo, Amicia, and I can't remember the other boy's name right now to save my life. I can't think, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And, well, some of y'all know who I'm talking about. I'll put him on the screen so y'all can see him. Probably his name, too. And I'm thinking, okay, they finna get away or whatever. They didn't got to a boat. They didn't got up out of Dodge. I'm thinking, okay, they finna go somewhere. They finna chill out. They gonna be cool. Then the dude, the husband of wife that Hugo had killed him popped back up and shit. Then it shot Amicia with an arrow. She down and out and shit. After they was already fighting to begin with, so she was already hurt. She down and out. He kidnapped Hugo, and it got to a point where they was trying to get Amicia to Hugo before he thought that Amicia was dead, and they was able to kill the king or whatever, but it was just too late at that point. Hugo then gave herself to the Immaculata, man, and you gotta get your way through basically a whole army of fucking rats, and it was insane. And at the end, you try to get to Hugo, and you think you can save him. The whole time you can't. My man's had to get killed off. Either you had to do it, or the little friend that was with y'all, can't remember his name for some reason, that's with y'all, and either he'll do it or you do it. It's just, that game stressed me out in the best way possible because I was locked in. I was so locked into that game. I didn't want to play nothing else after I played that. And it's just, man, even my wife was locked into that game, man. Shit got emotional when you had to kill Hugo, man. It was wild, man. It was really, really, truly wild. I heard rumors there's supposed to be another one of those coming at some point, but I think it's going to be not with Amicia at all, even though it ends off with her wanting to find whoever's going to be connected to the Immaculata next to kind of warn them and help them get through the situation, but I doubt that's going to be. And then a little scene they showed at the end seemed to be super fast forwarded into the future, so I don't know, to be honest, but hopefully we do get another one of that, and I'm super, super down for that. But 9 and 10, man, just off the simple stress, the pain, the just everything. A Plague Tale: Innocence and Requiem, man, number 9 and 10. And it's not even that they difficult, man. It really wasn't a difficult game. I mean, the first one, Innocence, was a little bit more difficult because as soon as you get hit one time, it was like, over, game over. You fucking dead, and then you got to start over. So that was a little bit strenuous. But Requiem, it's a certain mode that you can put it in where you don't like instantly die and all that. So it worked out better in there. But it was just the mental break that I needed after that. My God, it was crazy, man. But again, it's not really super difficult, but it's just the story itself was so much, and it just ripped your heart out at the end, and then you just needed something to bring you back, and that's why Concrete Genie was my number one, because of these two games here, man. But I love those games. I don't know if I'll ever go back and replay them again since I platinumed them, but it was a great journey, and much love and shout out to King Hugo. Which leaves me with number 11. Oh my God. First of all, The Last of Us Remastered. Now, I have nothing against The Last of Us Remastered. I have nothing against this world. It's all fun. I enjoyed it. I loved it. Great. The fucking part that took me forever to get through, that was a grind, fucking factions mode. Oh my God. I don't know if it's because I stopped playing faction mode when the Last of Us first came out on the PS3, and I never jumped into it when it was on the PS4. First of all, I'm surprised that it even was still up at this point. But the fact that faction mode was still up on that joint, and I played this shit for literal damn near weeks, because I had to make sure that my survivors was getting through 12 weeks on both ends, the survivors and like the Fireflies or whatever. And bruh, when I tell y'all, I was getting so sick of trying to get those missions done, make sure I get either the knocks or the kills, or so many kills with a certain weapon, or healing so many people, or crafting so many med kits. It was so stressful. And then when I'm getting into these games and it's fucking 5-on-2 and I'm getting balled up for the whole game, and I'm on the part where if I don't get this mission done, I'm losing 100% of the faction, and I gotta start back over at week 1. Oh Lord, let me tell y'all, the grind for this was one of the biggest grinds I feel like I've ever done for a Platinum Trophy. It was insane, man. Truly, truly insane. And that is exactly why that was the hardest Platinum Trophy to achieve, was that damn faction mode. And I know a lot of people wanted faction mode to be back for The Last of Us Part 2. Damn it, I'm so glad that shit was gone, because that shit was just so toxic, bro. If The Last of Us Part 2 had a factions mode that I had to get the trophies for that in order to get the platinum, I guarantee you The Last of Us Part 2 would not be platinum right now, because I wasn't going through that twice. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. That damn trophy worked my everlasting nerves, man. But with that being said, man, that's all 11 games ranked from easiest to hardest. So far in 2024, those are my platinum trophies that I got. I hope you all enjoyed this video, man. Like I say, if I get at least, I don't know, if I get anywhere between 8 plus more platinum trophies this year, I'll do a part 2 follow-up to this video. And maybe at some point, work my magic and I'll merge both videos together into one long video. I don't know if anyone's interested in watching that. I don't know if anyone's interested in watching this. But hey, I'm putting it out there, man. You never know. And I throw it all at the wall until it sticks, man. So with that being said, that's going to bring me to the end of this video. Let me know what games you've platinum so far in 2024. Let me know, do you even feel like grinding for platinum trophies is even worth the time, worth the pain sometimes, worth the stress? I don't know. Let me know how you feel about grinding out for platinum trophies, or even, I guess, depending on what game it is, 1,000 gamer score if you're playing on Xbox. Or I think it might be more than that. Or just maxing out your gamer score on Xbox, or getting all the different achievements in Steam if you're on PC. These are just questions I want to know. Let me know, y'all, in the comment section below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok. And come by the stream. Follow me over on Twitch. All those links are down below, man. And as always, man, I appreciate you all. I love you all. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.